Good day, everyone. This is Patrick from EasyFX Code Trading System, and this is Saturday, the 22nd of October, 2022, and this is the weekly technical analysis for the Euro, the cable, and the Aussie dollar for the fourth week of October. And you will see across all the major pairs here, they have managed to recover on Friday, yesterday, and particularly from last night during the US trading session at 10:35 because of the Bank of Japan's intervention to weaken the US dollar against the Japanese yen, which hit a critical multi-decade high. So they intervened at a very unlikely hour, and it helped to boost the other major pairs to climb up above the US dollar or recover from the recent weakness. And we shall also take a look at the US dollar index later on. Let's begin with the Euro dollar. And this week is going to be another key one for the Euro, with the ECB meeting this Thursday for another round of policy decisions and a possible rate hike if they do decide to increase by potentially 75 basis points to 2%. But we'll see what their decision is going to be. So it was from the start of the week, it tried to climb up higher, but consolidate for most of the week after that until the Friday, where it attempted to test the lows of the week and hit the 62 pip retracement and managed to bounce from there. We take a look at the 1 hour time frame. See that this doji here, that was the time of the BOJ intervention at the 10 o'clock hour. And after that, the Euro continued higher. And this was already after, it was already attempting to recover after hitting the daily S2 pivot and the 62 pip retracement area. So it did was starting to recover and likely just consolidate, but now it has closed up near the highs. And let's move this away here. And let's take a look at the weekly time frame. That was the recovery after last week's doji. And now looks like it's attempting to recover into this zone with the daily 55 EMA dipping lower and the 99 round figure, which aligns with the 21 pip retracement. So in this zone here, that's going to be a key resistance. And for now, the interim support is likely going to be at the 62 pip and the 97 round figure. And this key support zone can now probably move up to above the 96 to this 78.6 retracement level. That's a deep retracement here. So we'll see if it's able to continue higher and perhaps test this resistance zone and perhaps consolidate after that. around the 98 and around the 38 pip retracement. And not sure how far this recovery is going to last. If it does hit this resistance, that after this test, it could be rejected, and then it could also fall back lower into the support level. So we'll see if the news is taken whether hawkishly or dovishly by the analyst. Okay. So for now, it's in a recovery mode, and perhaps I can also add this trend line. Acting as support, and we'll see if there is a channel that's forming here. Not sure. Okay. So we'll see if that's going to be a pullback first before an attempt to test this 55 and the possible upper trend line of this bullish channel, and whether it's going to swing back down into the 50 pip zone or even lower if it does break this trend line. Okay, so let's see. Right. Meanwhile, let's compare this with the US dollar index, the DXY. And here's the US dollar index, the DXY. And let's expand this slightly. And it was attempting to recover after dipping down into the support level at the 112 area, and it did climb up towards the 114 resistance in an attempt to retest the resistance zone. But it only managed to climb up to the previous week swing high where the intervention took place. And let's switch over to the 1 hour. It actually just tested the previous week swing high and did not reach the resistance zone, where it then started to retrace lower for a couple hours, and then the 10:35 news hit with the BOJ, and this brought the DXY lower down as well. So yeah, it did just try to attempt to test previous week's high from a double top, and eventually it pulled down lower. Now, next interim support will be at the 111 round figure. Let's move the 112 out of the way. And the key support is still going to be at the 110. Where There was a previous swing low here. There's previous swing low, the 110 level. And it could attempt to dip down to test that again, as well as the daily 55 EMA coming up. So we'll see how deep this pullback is going to be, and looks like the 110 level should be a strong support. We'll see if it even gets down there, or whether it's going to be blocked by the swing high, previous swing high at the 100 pip. Okay. So for now, it seems to be trapped in this range between the 111 and below the 114. And looks like centered around the 112 area. Right, so we'll see whether the other major currencies took advantage and tried to recover to push up against the US dollar. Let's move back to the other major pairs. Let's move on to the cable. And it was weakening from the start of the week after an attempt to break above the 114 round figure. Oh, sorry, the 113.50 that I drew here. And it was attempting to climb up above the 114 to try to test the resistance zone, but did not get there and started to retrace lower until Friday, where it did dip into the 38 pip retracement, managed to find support before the intervention. Let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame. Yes, this was a couple hours before the intervention, and it was attempting to recover. And this spinning top here, that was the intervention. And once the US dollar retraced lower and the pound and all the rest took advantage and recovered further. Let's also take a look at the weekly time frame, and another spinning top after actually there was a slight gap up at the start of the week. Which was this candle here. After a bearish close the previous Friday, it gapped up to climb up higher. All right, so this interim support is still valid with the 50 pip and the 110 round figure. Key support is still the same at the 109, which confluences and aligns with the 62 pip retracement. Key resistance is still going to be at the 115 round figure. That was the recent swing high. Okay, no major news this week for the UK, with just the flash services and manufacturing PMIs across all the economies. And I did highlight my traders earlier about this potential upper trend line. And that was before, when it was weakening, it was attempting to dip lower and down into the 50 pip level to test this swing low. And now I'm not sure whether this is still going to be valid, but I did attempt to draw a bearish channel. So we'll see if this is bullish momentum is going to drive it further and past the It's going to go past the 115 round figure and rally higher. But with all the recent chaos in the UK, with the latest Prime Minister Truss already resigning, and with all the U-turn in the tax cuts, so we'll see if this rally or recovery can be sustained, or whether it's going to be just another resistance zone to reject from. So critical time for the cable and the sterling pound. All right, let's move on to the Aussie dollar. Where it also benefited with the retracement from the US dollar. So on Friday, it also did climb up higher and past the interim resistance where the previous swing low was, and closing in on 64 round figure. Key resistance is still going to be at 65 along with the 78.6 big retracement. It was not able to test the support at 61, so that is still safe. And it's managing to recover similar to the other major currencies. Let's draw this trend line here for support. So let's see how far this recovery is going to do. This is going to go with this strong bullish close on the Friday. That seemed to indicate a desire to test even higher with only the Australian CPI figure coming out this week. Let's also take a quick look on the weekly time frame, and it does show an engulfing candle here. So there could be some bullish continuation. All right. So do check out my other videos on spot gold and dollar yen. Have a safe week and a good trading week, and cheers for now.